Shalom. Om. Om Gam Ganapatiye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapatiye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapatiye Namaha. Om Brahma Mera Siparan Takare. Banushashi Bhamisita. Buddhasha Gurusha Shukra. Shani Rahu Keteva. Sarve Graha Shantikara Bhavantu. Om. Well, greetings and welcome to another episode of KozmicKev100, your weekly astro video zine. This one's for beginning Friday, February 3rd, 2023, day after Groundhog Day, and continuing through the 9th of February, 2023. So what do we got going? Well, currently, we looked at the sky outside, we'd see a moon growing in the constellation of Gemini. And let's see now, the part of Gemini that the moon would be in is a lunar mansion known as Purnavasu. And Purnavasu is about the archer taking aim and letting go of the bow and hitting the target. It's about having a nice house and being able to travel and take nice trips. Its symbol is the quiver, which arrows are kept, and that's the symbolic of a home for something. And I really like this one gal who's on Instagram who is more into esoteric Judaism, was saying that, we have a lot of tension when we're aiming for our goals, but once we release them up to God, He will take them to their proper target and resting place. Punarvasu is ruled by Aditi, the goddess of infinity. So there's an infinite number of experiences we could have today and ways that this day could go. And hopefully it's all going to go in the best way. In the Western zodiac, we'd say we've got a moon in Cancer. Now, so Cancer moon is, it's a time where it's fertile. This would be a great moon for planning things, getting out in the garden. It's a great time for getting together with family, calling your mom, letting mom know you love her. We've got a nice trine with Neptune today around noon. And this evening there's a square to Uranus and an opposition with Pluto. So I'd say just take it easy tonight, folks. You might want to just stay at home and rest a little bit. Cool your jets, as the expression is. Okay, so that's the nice part about this. All right. Now, with that said, we will say, let's talk a little bit about what's going on this weekend, which is we have a full moon. And let's see, that full moon is on Sunday morning at 10:29 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So, and I believe that full moon is, since it's in Western Leo, and I believe it's in the last lunar mansion in Cancer, which is Alesha. And so Alesha is like the snake, and and so, yeah, I'm pretty sure of this. It's ruled by the Nagas, and Nagas are snakes. Alesha is ruled by Mercury. Mercury gives us a lot of information. Alesha isn't that good at confrontation, but Alesha is very brilliant, is very smart, and the venom from a snake could be for healing, but it also could be to poison somebody. And a lot of things that Alesha does are done in secret. So, sometimes people do covert things on a full moon. Some people use that light of the full moon to do crimes, and try to hide. And it's the tides are bigger, so our brains float on water, so things get in this bigger scale of things. And it's possible that secrets come out. It can feel really emotional, that moon in Vedic Cancer. And so there'll be this kind of movement over the weekend. And the next day, after Sunday, we're going to start with a moon in Leo in both systems. The moon will be in Maga, which is just accepting your royalty and getting in touch with your dharma, your right action, your right livelihood, the right way to live, and bringing with it sort of a spiritual purpose. But Sunday might be a little bit kind of a moody, rougher, emotional, tidesy, topsy-turvy kind of day, so it's just like a little heads up about that. But meanwhile, we've got Punavarsu today, Friday. It's going to be Pushama tomorrow, which is lovely. It softens up everything. We don't have anything to worry about, really. Anyhow, don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to share this with a friend. I really want more people checking in on their horoscope. We'll start with you, Aries. So, it's not a lot different from last week. I'd say since moon's in Cancer, this is all Western horoscope now. It squares your sun sign. So, it's like, oh, Cancer's such a crybaby, they annoy me. And Aries can be like the I am, me, baby of the zodiac too. So it's like you got to be careful not to be calling the kettle black. It's everyone's got their own gifts. Trying new things, taking risks. Those are your gifts, Aries. Yeah, that's a nice part of Aries. There's a freshness. They forget things easily. That's nice. I like that. So do the powers that be. As Gorvidal once proudly said, we live in the United States of amnesia, folks. And I'm sure there's some Aries out there with a great memory, and you could be that one. Like I said before, all of us are every sign of the zodiac. So let's get that straight from the get-go. I think the one thing for Aries is that getting in meetings that involve people that are in authority, with Saturn and Sun. Both Saturn and the Sun represent authority. The Sun represents kind of like that regal authority, and Saturn kind of represents government authority in a lot of ways. When pushed to the limits, authority in your family, like your father could be more like the Sun, or a teacher could be more like the Sun, but a cop, kind of like Saturn more. It could be Mars, but in this case. So, you're having to deal with that authority issue. And overall, you're in a lucky place with Jupiter next to you. You're kind of a sweetheart. Mars is in your third house. It's a Karaka activator of the third house. So, all in all, things are looking good. You got the courage, you got the gusto. Keep on with it. Greetings, Taurus. Welcome to your horoscope. Good things happen. Things are going to get better this weekend. Moon goes from Cancer to Leo. We got a full moon on Sunday. So what's that full moon going to do to you? Well, full moon for you is, Leo rules your parents. It rules your fourth house. So this is where you find the love for yourself. You know what I mean? Self-love comes on down there. And that's where that full moon is going to be. And so dealing with home life, property, people that mean something to you, generally older people though, and finding your own personal happiness on this full moon. That's a lot of what this full moon is about. And Venus is still in Pisces, and so that's in your 11th house. So, if you're a Taurus looking for love, there's plenty of nice social engagements. You might even find them at church, with Neptune in the 11th house with Venus, and Venus and Neptune together, it could give you a more agape, spiritual type of love. Like some people, get together with somebody who actually has higher values, I mean, at the worst, they get together with you when you're at a pub and they're drunk. I mean, that's, yikes. We don't want that, But, you're in this more eccentric, kind of working on your own unusual energy. I've seen that. I have a friend who's a Taurus. I always think about him because I'm usually hanging out with him in the morning when I do these videos, and he likes to talk about himself. You know who you are. I'll just give you a hint. He's lived in this town forever. I'll just leave it. I'll leave it at that. All right. Greetings, Gemini. Welcome to your horoscope. Taking risks, it's what you got to do. The other thing is like getting yourself physically in shape, If you've been just, one of the things I think about artificial intelligence and the internet, it's a blessing on one hand, but it's sort of a curse, because in the old days I used to have to get out and go to the library or go to a bookstore and actually be in a public place where there's chances of everything and make discoveries in a totally different way. There was no algorithm in the bookstore telling me where I had to go. There was no algorithm in the library making me do something or profiling me or trying to get me to buy stuff. And so I really encourage you, Gemini, get off your phone, get off your laptop, hang out in nature, go on a natural world adventure and do some exploring and just kind of unlink, get out of this world and get into a world where you're discovering things. That's what you really like to do. And the loss of that technology might actually be a blessing in disguise, Social life looks good, looks happy. You're doing such good work at work. People love you right now. You've got some hard lessons, but the lessons are going to be blessings. Saturn and the Sun are ultimately going to help you. And they say in like Vedic studies that Saturn's actually the son of the Sun. So the Sun was his father, and he kind of rebelled because his mother wasn't the Sun's wife. And so he was a result of an affair. So Saturn represents people that have been left out of the equation, that are underprivileged. Saturn also rules people that have walking problems, gimps, limpness, lameness. Look at how many homeless people can't walk. I mean, this is a pure example of having a rough relationship with Saturn. How do we improve our relationship with Saturn? Is by having mercy on those who don't have as much. Okay, greetings, Cancer. Welcome to your horoscope. Yeah. I mean, good things happen, like moon's in your first house, right? So you have all the feels, but Sun's in the 8th house. So there's a lot of things that are not in your control, and that really hurts. Like maybe you've lost a loved one recently, and I've lost a lot of loved ones this year. I said that last week. But I'm like looking at your horoscope, just with Sun and Saturn in the 8th house. And maybe you've had some authority issues where things happened to you that really weren't in your control, and you could use some empathy, you could use some compassion right now, so that someone can bring you some love, and lift you up. Now, you're attracting smart people, and you're getting some real insights in your communication with others, especially your partners have a lot of insights to give you right now. And overall, things are looking good. I'm thinking your spiritual life's good. You can explore the world of art. It's a good time to travel. There's a lot of relax. You could even have a long-distance relationship, possibly. But, you have to try and get out and work with what you got. Maybe the weather's not good, and your health's taking a dive. You just have to get out. Sometimes you have to just do push-ups at home or sit-ups at home, and work with what you got. And I think the full moon could even bring money to you. It could bring fortune. Well, greetings, Leo, and welcome to your horoscope. I think in the work environment, things have been sort of wonky and not necessarily that reliable. It's been a little more unpredictable than usual for you in that note. Aquarius, of course, is your partnership sign. And it's easy when you're a Leo to get in a relationship with somebody who has certain limits. After all, nobody matches Leo. Oh, and it's so true. Okay. Oh boy, when I think of like a Leo who has like a way about them in relationships, even though she's very attractive or had been when she was younger, could really turn you off, is probably Madonna. She's like famous. She's probably Leo in both systems. It's like, oh my God. It's like, no, I like what you can do with a Coke bottle, but no, we're going to just leave it there. Yeah, so I mean, right now it's working on your health, really paying attention to those health issues and improving your health. Learning about the value of having a good meditation and prayer life. You might be studying the occult and stuff. I mean, learning to tithe, giving 10% of what you earn, it can create financial miracles in your life. Believe it or not. And, asking people for help when you need it, little favors, it's a time for that. Good time for travel too. Like, you have a really good travel vibe. I mean, this full moon's all about you. So, go ahead and do the Leo thing. I'm a Leo, hey! No. No, my sun sign is not Leo, so, I mean, we all have, Leo somewhere in your chart. I've got Uranus and Leo in the Western chart. How does that work? It's like an Aquarian Leo? That'd be kind of weird, but sounds like fun. As long as I can laugh, it's going to be good. Okay, so greetings, Virgo. Welcome to your horoscope. I don't think of like Aquarius as like the greatest sign for Virgo ever, but it's kind of weird how it makes you more Virgo-like. It's like a time to work on health issues, and so if you've had long-standing health issues or chronic health issues, with Saturn transiting your 6th house, now's the time to work on them, because there's a better chance that when Saturn goes into your 7th house, which is like a better house for Saturn, you're going to be feeling better. You're going to be doing better. You're going to be making improvements. And if you commit yourself to those improvements, things are going to continue to get better for you. Now, Mercury's in your 5th house. Mercury in the 5th house is good. You've got creative ideas. You might be painting pictures, writing songs, making clothes, doing dances. Maybe you're involved in a play. Relationship with your children can improve during this time. Good things are happening, overall. So that's keeping it on the positive. I think you're changing the way you feel about things, and you're getting smarter with your insights, and your understanding of the occult is good, and relationship-wise, it looks pretty good. Venus and Neptune, you can latch onto some spiritual object of affection. They're not objects, they're human beings, remember, but yeah, you can find that your divine wizard or your divine witch, so to speak, with this Pisces, Neptune, Venus conjunction in your 7th house. It could be magical love. Magical love. Who wouldn't want it? Mars in the 10th house. You're working well. Take caution. Be prepared for sudden adventures if you're traveling. All right. Greetings, Libra, and welcome to your horoscope. So, yes. Well, Venus and Pisces. Venus is exalted in Pisces, but Venus is in your 6th house, and that means you've got to work. Love, and love does require work. It really is. A good love relationship, you're going to have to constantly work on it. Otherwise, it's going to go away, and so you show value when you help other people. That's really what it comes down to. And it takes time, it takes time to have love. You can't just always be busy. A lot of people, especially men, lose their relationships because they get so caught up in their work. Sometimes that's the thing that attracted the woman to him in the first place, and then they realize, oh my God, he's always at work, this isn't fun. So it's just something to consider right now. Jupiter in your 7th house, which is really good, especially for female Libras, that they'd be in a good relationship. Venus and Neptune in the 6th house is love is service, love is work. Helping others, serving others, it does help your love karma. It helps your karma in general. In fact, they say the 6th house is really where we do the work that eases the potential for death and destruction and losses in the 12th house. So, this is like a remedy time, to remedy past bad karma, paying off debts, helping uncles and aunts, small pets, all these things are 6th house things. Aquarius is in your, in your heart place in the 5th house, so dealing with your kids, and sometimes the kids misbehave, and so the authorities are like, did you know what your child did in school today? I'm like, oh boy. Yeah, I was that child. No, I didn't have Libra parents, at least. Oh, God. Oh, that would have been a trip if I did. Close enough. I had a Cancer and an Aries. Yeah, tell me how that worked. It worked. Somehow it worked. They made it work. Greetings, Scorpio. Welcome to your horoscope. I know I kind of cut you short last week. All right. So as far as relationships, it's like try and do something different. Do something exciting. Challenge yourself. There's no more phone booths. The old days, people could make love in a phone booth. Really naughty would be like a Catholic confessional. That'd be like super naughty. See, I should not be giving these people these bad ideas. Well, the balcony works a little better sometimes if it's abandoned. The weather's warm enough or nice enough, or you got a good amount of blankets. Outside's kind of fun. Let's see. Well, there's always the Mile High Club, or I don't know if you did it on an Amtrak or something, what they would call that, but going off the rails with somebody, I'm not sure. Mars in 8th house definitely gets the libido going. Uranus in the 7th house, along with the North Nodes, put some eccentric, odd ideas about love out there. But Venus and Neptune in the 5th house, it's like, yeah, you're a lover. You give your heart. Your creative juices are really flowing right now, Scorpio. This is a good time for you. You might have a little bit of that cavity fever type of thing, but you could take that, use that creativity, do some interior decorating, get rid of stuff you don't need, and make things a little more spacious. Definitely pay attention to siblings and friends around you, your neighbors, and what they're going through. You can help them out. Moon in Cancer looks really good today, though. I think you should be rocking it. All right. Hello, Sagittarius. Welcome to your horoscope. I talked about last week, confrontation. Not doing well with confrontation, so you ghost somebody because you can't get in a conversation with them, and that's okay. You do what you need to do. You do you, I do me. That's what I say to that. Moon opposing Mercury and Pluto this weekend. It's kind of like we need that nurturing, and we need that information, and we need to sometimes interface with things that are opposite with us. It could be good to us. It could be good having this kind of drishti. This full moon in Leo is going to be good for you. It'd be like like Sunday, you might enjoy a trip out in nature, maybe go snowshoeing or cross-country skiing in the high country. It could be lovely. Or just, locally at a beach or mountainside, a meadow, riverbank, lake. Walk through the woods, forest bathing. Pay attention to your siblings. Pay attention to neighbors and people you live with. Making home improvements and feeling this kind of expansion in your own ability to be creative right now. That's ultimate. Being happy with your children, being happy with your family, being happy with your life and your mobility right now. What a good thing. Greetings, Capricorn. Welcome to your horoscope. So Saturn in the second house along with the Sun. I mean, this could be a time where your hard work pays off. You're making money. You're taking care of business. You're doing what you need to do right now. And because you're doing what you need to do, you're getting what you need to have. So that is on the plus side. There is this thing too that the moon is in Drishti, so this could be a romantic weekend, a romantic Friday night at least, or even a romantic Saturday night with this full moon. You know, people are, you know, this is, I remember like dating experts one time said, you know, this is the time where people, they call Valentine's Day like Singles Awareness Week, and so next weekend will be like sort of that beginning of the Valentine's Day weekend type of thing. So if you can amp up the romance level, you know, you are more likely to have some sort of success, I suppose, because people like to have attention given to them, and people like love and love making, and I know it can be like, so, it can seem so, it's something that should be so natural and simple, and it seems like it was when I was a little kid. But like, people make everything so complicated right now, and it's just like, trust your gut feeling about people, and you'll meet the right people. You get a lot of insights. You have a lot of insights right now. You could fall in love with a friend. You could do something to improve your house. You could inspire somebody else to fall in love. I mean, I think one of the things is when you help somebody else get what you want, ultimately, it creates a magic in your life where you ultimately end up getting what you want. Okay, greetings, Aquarius. Welcome to your horoscope. You know, everything's like so much more on the personal right now, introspect side. I mean, you got a lot of energy. If you're an Aquarius with male children, they're probably front and center. In fact, I have a friend who's an Aquarius, and I think, gosh, she has a son, and he's been front and center for months now because, you know, Mars went retrograde, so we've had Mars and Gemini for months, and I think we're all pretty sick and tired of it. Like, okay, Mars, you know, it's not like when Mars goes into Cancer, it's going to get that much better. I mean, Mars in Cancer is debilitated Mars, so I mean, in a lot of ways, we need to enjoy this Mars and use it for what it's worth. Mars can sometimes help build bridges. Sometimes Mars is like an architecture. Mars is really Lord of the Earth, so just getting out in the garden and digging and getting creative with your gardening skills is good right now. You know, you want to prune things too, because, you know, next month things are going to start to grow again. Oh my gosh, you know, things are going to be growing, and so you got to get them ready for that. You know, pay attention to health issues this weekend. It could be a romantic weekend though, with full moon in Leo for Aquarians. They're going to like that stuff. Creating a little bit more stability in what's unstable in the house. There might be something electrical that goes out that has to be attended to or fixed or worked on. So it's good to look at things in that department. Making friends with your neighbors, working with your hands, doing your creative thing. Getting a better voice. Having fun with languages, learning accents. That can be fun too. Pay attention to your dreams. There's some transformational stories in your dreams. Oh, well. Greetings, Pisces. Welcome to your horoscope. I mean, starting out today is a lovely day with moon in Cancer, water on water for you. Aquarius is, you know, it's 12th house transit here. So, authority issues. Dealing with your taxes and what the new tax rules are. You know, that could be sort of paying off debts. You know, maybe you owe taxes from last year and you're trying to figure out, how am I going to do this when I didn't do nearly as well this year as I felt like I could have or needed to. You know, so that's another issue that just needs to be looked at right now. But people say crime doesn't pay. It does. It pays lawyers, it pays judges, it pays prisons, it pays governments. It makes a lot of money. Crime makes a lot of money. It may not make money for you if you get involved with it, but somebody's going to make money off of it. It actually creates more damage and more loss for everyone. The person who's victimized by it, the person who is the victimizer, and then, somehow the government, in hopes to make things right, skims all the cream off the top, and most everyone else is left with unsatisfactory results. I mean, that's just an observation, in my humble opinion. Crime does pay. Yeah. Just ask hospitals about how much money they're making, people that run hospitals. It's not paying the nurses or the doctors. They're not the ones who are making it. The patients are paying out the nose and going into debt with the hospitals, and the insurance companies are reaping benefits up the yin yang. They're yeah. So it is what it is, but it could be a lot better. And Pisces, you'd be the kind of person who'd make things better, because you've got that compassion now with Neptune in the first house. You've got Venus there, Venus and Neptune together, creating all kinds of yummy good things. So you look attractive, you look good to people. It seems like the wealth is coming in for you with Jupiter in the second house. And I mean, even though this isn't like your full-on Pisces time, and usually there's a lot of losses in the 12th house, you're doing pretty good considering you have a lot to be grateful for right now. And you might be in a weird environment with other people. You might be restless to move or leave where you are. But this weekend you're in your heart and you feel good about your home. I mean, I wouldn't party too much this weekend, because the full moon's in your 6th house. You might pay for it in a way you don't really want to. But that's okay. Like I said, crime does pay. It'll pay somebody. The doctor, the banker, the person that you had to borrow money from. It's like, somebody's making money off all this stuff. That's all I'm saying. And if you want to know about the truth, follow the money. It's really not funny. I should be crying right now, because it's impeding on people's personal freedom to make decisions about their own lives in a lot of ways. It's sad. It's really sad. But it's, hopefully people don't buy it, see it for what it is, rather than for the fear tactics being used on us. Well, thank you for listening. Thank you for being here. Thank you for checking out your horoscope this week. I'm looking forward to being here again next week when we do this again. And we will have a horoscope then for the weekend starting Friday the 10th, but this is for the 6th through the 9th. And Om Shanti, 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 Om Tat Sat. Hey, thank you for subscribing. Thank you for your comments. I appreciate you all so much. Recall Shant and Word and Valerie and Charlene and Melissa and all you others who are tuning in, you new subscribers. Thanks for coming on. You rock. Many blessings. Namaste.